I do want to take our pre-submitted question from Holly because there is some drama involved in Formula One in real life, not just in Drive to Survive. And the question from Holly is how long do we think it will take for Doohan to break and have his seat stolen by Colapinto? Now, of course, Jack Doohan was announced as being the Alpine driver for 2025. Franco Colapinto was a Williams, I think not, was he a reserve driver when he was brought in from F2? They took Franco Colapinto from F2, put him in Formula One, and he, exploded onto the scene, exploded his Williams a couple of times as well, but showed a lot of promise as a driver. And of course, Jack Doohan's kind of just been sat on the bench for the last few years, in the periphery with the promise of a seat in a few seasons, and, finally making his way to Formula One. But the whole narrative is just so when's he not going to be in that seat? So I'm going to hand it over to one of you. Let's go with Louis. How long do you think it will take for Jack Doohan to break and have Colapinto in his seat instead?
I don't think it's gonna be a case of doing breaking. I don't think Alpine have my personal view of it is I don't think Alpine even really gonna give Doohan much of a chance. I think Flavio is an interesting character, to say the least. It's probably the possibly the nicest way I can describe Flavio is that he's an interesting character. And I think he has been brought into this absolute mess of a team to basically get them ready to be sold. I think that's is the sole purpose of him being there. And I don't think you get people interested in Alpine with Jack Doohan in the car. I think you get people interested in Alpine with Franco Colapinto in the car because he brings so many eyeballs. He brings so much money, and not just because of sponsorship, but because there is a fan base out there that are willing to follow him. It's kind of what kept Sergio Perez at Red Bull. It is volume of marketing. Like, you have the entirety of Argentina behind this guy, like you had the entirety of Mexico behind Sergio Perez. There is such a huge market to then brand your team, brand whatever you're going to call the Alpine once it's sold to this market. And
Project Argentine instead of Project Alpine.
yeah, exactly. And that's what they're going to do. They keep the French driver in the team. They keep Gasly. He's a solid driver. He's going to get you the points, the results. He's going to do what you need him to do. And also, I think just as long as they're a French team, they're going to want to have a French driver. But then you're going to bring in someone like Colapinto. He's going to make your engagement online. You'll be like, look at all this engagement. It's all coming from one country in South America, but it's all nice and it looks great. And I feel really bad for doing. And that's all I really can say. I don't think he's going to be given the time of day. Flavio doesn't give a about Jack Doohan.